Hello everyone, my name is Napoleon Complex, and today I'm going to be trying to beat Shogun Total War on my path to beating all the Total War games on each campaign, each battle, and on the hardest difficulty setting for all. So I will be starting with the first game, and now I have been having a little bit of trouble with my recording, so today I think I'm going to start with the Sengoku Jidai period, and rather than start with the Shimazu, who I've kind of played out, I think I'm going to be starting with the Uesugi. Now the Uesugi are in a rather unique position. They start off in a position where they're likely to get dogpiled by everyone else. So I am by no means a master of this game, and this is likely to go rather poorly for me at first, so let's get into it.
The year is 1530. For 200 years, the Ashikaga shogunate has ruled Japan from their capital in Kyoto. The recent Onin War had shown that they no longer have the power to control Japan's great clans. The time has come for a new warrior to claim the title of shogun. Japan is divided between ruthless warlords. Armies grow stronger, only to be depleted in the frequent vicious battles that give this era its deserving name, Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war. Year after year, the endless plains that divided the clan's territories are stained with the blood of thousands of brave samurai, fighting for their liege lord and for their honor. When necessary, accept help from others, not of our lands. Gaijin can be useful pawns in your campaign, as they bring guns from overseas. If they become a nuisance, they should be expelled from our shores, or even eliminated. When there is no other way, assassination can be instrumental in gaining victory. Even a general who is invincible in battle is as vulnerable as a child when asleep. Use the men of the shadows, for they excel in the deliverance of death by night. No one is untouchable. Honor is everything to samurai. A man who loses face and his honor must then also lose his head. This is Bushido, the way of the warrior. Follow these rules of wisdom that have been handed down through generations, and your victory will be complete. Japan can be ruled completely by only one man, a great warrior, general, and strategist. To become shogun will require battles to be won with the mind as well as the sword. Now is your time. Let total war begin.
I love that cinematic. It's a bit dated now, but it really gets you into the mood for conquering the world, or at least this part of it. Okay, so we are playing the Uesugi. They were one of the major clans of the Sengoku Jidai period. Uesugi Kenshin was famous for being an opponent of Oda Nobunaga, and I believe there was a point where he could have destroyed Oda Nobunaga, who, if you know anyone from medieval Japan, you'll know his name, was one of the three unifiers. Now what stopped him from following through was, well, he died suddenly, and Oda Nobunaga went on to dominate Japan until he was killed by one of his own generals. Okay, so as you can see, we start off in a very spread out position. Historically the Uesugi were nowhere near as large as this, I believe, and there were all kinds of other smaller clans around. However, we have the Imagawa to the south. They will attack us probably this turn. We have the Takeda to the south. They're not quite as dangerous, but they will eventually get to us. And we have the Hojo, who, despite being, well, actually no, they have a considerable force on our borders, and they're probably our greatest threat. So what I'm thinking of doing, I can either try and shore up my defences here, or I can try and attack the Hojo straight off and try and take them out quickly. And there are problems with all approaches here, really. And of course I've got the Oda to the west who might attack as well, but they'll probably have their own problems. What I think I'll do is I will... Oh goodness, there's no easy solutions here. Okay, anyway. Basics. I'm going to start by building a large castle and start by training my troops. So this is how I usually open up. I remember playing the Uesugi as a child, and I remember finding them to be one of the hardest factions to win as. Thankfully Noto is a rebel province, so I can move my troops out of Sado, but they've got a few turns to go before they get here. I will... Okay, let's... If I'm going to lose Shinano anyway... they're going to attack us this turn. Let's see if I can take Kazu, because I can't defend my entire border. I'm going to have to be selective. I'm going to launch my main attack on Kazyuk, which is quite a wealthy province. And I'm going to... I'll launch a feint with the spearmen. You really don't want to lose Matsu. Okay, hopefully if they counterattack in Hitachi, from Hitachi to Matsu, I will be able to, I've trained in a unit and will be able to retreat to my castle. This is not guaranteed. I don't have no good options. Okay, he does not be taken. I knew they'd do that. Let's see how they react. So straight off the bat I'm in a two-front war, that's just great. I'm not going to take that fight. Okay, so straight into Kozuke. Or I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. Kozuke? Someone tell me in the comments if you know how to pronounce that name. Let's get set up. Where are the enemies? So let's... Right, first thing first. This is very easy to forget. Try and set up your forces first. It's interesting that they're trying to fight. I do outnumber them significantly. The AI sometimes just withdraws anyway, but okay, they are actually going to try and fight us here. Where are they? Okay. Let's try and take that central forest. I want to be particularly careful entering forests just in case the enemy are hiding anything there. Don't think the AI for the Hojo tend to hide things in forests so much. That tends to be an Imagawa trick. Where are they? This is one of the things from older Total Wars, and indeed the more recent ones. You can actually hide your entire army in... I think it's in the Roman Empire period. You couldn't hide your general unit. Seriously, where are they? This hill looks like a good candidate. By which I mean this is where I might place my forces. This can be where the game starts to show its age a bit. I mean, I still think this is one of the best games ever made, but... And of course they're on the other side of the battlefield. Okay, right. marching around the battlefield trying to find your opponent can be quite tedious. It is a good strategy though, because as you can see, I've just tired my troops out just walking around the map. So like I said, it's a good strategy, it's just an infuriating one. Okay, now the problem with that force is that we have their troops cover and my infantry are actually quite bad. So I've got some Yari Samurai, but the Yari Ashigaru they'll basically run at the first sign of trouble. Or sometimes before. Samurai archers. Can I see them yet? There they are. In the forest. Well, that was a frustrating search. Normally I'd like to take that high ground, but I've already tired my troops out enough, I think. Okay. So they are hiding in that forest. I'm going to try and get them, lure them out. Oh, they've got 2 units of... Okay, that's fine. I'm getting closer so that all my troops can fire. Unlike in the later games where if one unit can fire, one soldier in the unit can fire, everyone can fire. It's, or I guess if an average of the units are in range, everyone can fire. In this game, some troops can fire, some troops can't fire. It's more precise, so you have to actually think about your positioning a bit more. And I like that. It makes sense, because you have to actually think about how your troops are configured next to the enemy. As I said, Shogun is a bit dated now, but it still does some things better than the later Total Wars in my opinion. And I do have, particularly for medieval Total War, I have a big soft spot for the older games in the series. What are they doing? They're pulling back. But are they withdrawing? They're not withdrawing. I think they're trying to get my forces to fight in the forest. The question is, can my troops still fire? Most of them can. It's not ideal. What are they? And then, one thing that has definitely gotten better is the AI in Total War games gets a lot of stick, and anyone who says, oh, the later Total War games aren't very good because of the AI, they really have to consider how far that AI has come from scenes like this. The enemy archers seem to basically just be standing there. And well, I know that it's something that people will complain about, because they complained about it a lot at Rome 2's launch. The AI just not working at all. So just shows this isn't a new thing, new problem for the Total War series. It's very much a historical one. Okay, so seriously? Okay. Well, the AI seems to have had a... Right,
The enemy Taisho has forsaken his owner and is running like a...
that's just sad. Okay then. Well, that's the end of that. That wasn't it. Okay. Well. they're just running away. Okay. Right. Unfortunately, that means that they're running back into highly defensible positions. And obviously, I'm now facing the Imagawa in the west. I have managed to take whole possession of some very wealthy provinces. It doesn't mean I have a free ride. He is not very loyal because they're not protected at all. The Imagawa will take them anyway. They'd have to be nuts not to. So, now what? So I've got the Imagawa who actually have, that's 300 soldiers. I have 120, that's not enough to hold the river. I'm going to have to send them reinforcements or do something about that army in Shinano. Because what I can, but I've also got the army in Musashi. Fun times. $120. We have enough soldiers to go on the offensive in Shinano. What I really want to do is make sure that we hold Echigo. Okay, I'm moving my reinforcements to Echigo. We're getting some samurai archers soon. I will. See, this is the problem that you face. You can run into a kind of stalemate situation. What to do next? He does not that big a problem because it doesn't make me much money. Shinano is unfortunate. I wonder if I can beat them at the river. Don't think I have enough troops. Okay, this is a huge risk I'm taking because then I'll just move in. I really don't have a lot of good options right now. Now, as I said, I am no expert at this game. I may fail this campaign. For now, I am going to attack at Shimoza. No. Maybe I should just hold my position. Okay. Oh, the rebels decided to do it. Okay. You know what, bring it on. So I'm outnumbered 2-1 here, but there are some very nice forested hills. And why do I specify forested? Well, it's because forested hills are really, really great defensive positions to have. That slope's a bit problematic, but basically you get the cover from the forest for your archers, and cavalry do not fight as well on them, so that will hopefully slow down the enemy's cavalry. There's not much cover, is it? You can conceal troops there, and of course the hill gives you a massive advantage. So I'm going to hide my troops just within the tree line so they can fire up, but they get some cover. I'm going to put them in scatter formation first. And where will I position my Yaris? I'll hide them just back here. The idea is I want to fight the enemy on that slope. Unless it's the enemy's heavy cavalry, in which case I want to fight them in the forest. So, the enemy daimyo is here. So if I can kill him, otherwise my daimyo is here also, and I don't have an heir. I do have an heir actually. So even if I lose my daimyo, this isn't actually the end of the game. Okay, so the enemy are going to try and move around. At least that's tiring them out. Let's see what we've got. Ashigaru, they all rout easily. They might actually be able to cause a rout. Samurai archers. Yari samurai. Okay, hopefully the hill will ensure that their samurai archers aren't much of a problem. The Yari samurai should be beatable on the hill, as long as they don't get caught in the flat. The enemy's general might be a problem if I'm not careful myself. But I have a general of my own, so hopefully he can help out. I won't use my daimyo unless I have to. What are they doing? There are times in this game where the AI can be absolutely brilliant, and there are others where it just doesn't seem to. They just run all the way to here and run up. Okay, I am not going to try and put a positive spin on this. The AI seems to just not know what it's doing. At least the Hojo AI just does not know what it's doing. Okay, here they come. Of course they're sending their Ashigaru in first. Ashigaru are terrible against arrows, so they're pretty much all going to die. Without the best they can hope for is to use up some of my archer's arrows. How are my units firing? I'm starting to have my doubts about this forest position. You can constrict your archer's frame of view. Oh no, no problems. Look at how many of them are dead already. Might bring the archers forward a little bit. Come on. What are they doing? Already down to half their unit size. Well, that's pathetic. I'm not going to waste any more arrows on them unless I have to. Okay, keep shooting at them. There's not a lot of point of shoot. Heavy cavalry. Oh, the heavy cavalry are very heavily armoured, as you'd expect from the heavy cavalry. So why not? They only got 2 honour. These guys are actually weak. No, I think they've got 4 honour. Including, yeah, shoot at the Yari samurai, because I don't think we'll even hit the heavy. Okay. It's your funeral. Heavy cavalry are good, but they're not that good, and 11 of them aren't going to beat my Yari samurai. I'm a little bit worried about hitting my own troops now. So we can take out this heavy cavalry, then that's the battle pretty much won. Okay, and while the morale is down, wait until they turn their attention to my spears. It's possible that eventually they will turn around and fight, but while they're basically getting attacked in that rear, I see no reason to provide them with an opportunity to attack my infantry. Cavalry? They probably should turn around though. Man, they are just continuing forward. I'm surprised the morale hasn't given out by now. Okay, fall back. This is great. Obviously the big problem I have is that my production's down, so I have to kill their soldiers, so they've just given me a great opportunity to butcher a large part of the Hojo army. Right, my cavalry will see off their spears while my spears see off their archers. That couldn't have worked out better. I mean, really? The Ashigaru came back again. I don't know why they bothered. How did he end up over here? I think that's glitched out as well, because he should be running. Very buggy start in terms of the AI. It's normally much better than this. Anyway, so start with the start with the Uesugi campaign, and the Hojo have glitched out and pretty much handed us a victory. I'd feel bad about it, but there's not much I can do. You mean he wasn't before? Easy victory. Okay. Lord Hojo has sent an emissary. He offers a ceasefire. Will you accept this? You bet I'll accept his offer. Okay, so that's a great start. Okay, so we defeated the Hojo in a brief war. We've secured Shimotsu and Kozuke, and I'm afraid that's about all I have time for right now. So, as people may know, I did start a Mongol campaign. As I said, the video quality simply isn't very good. So what will happen is I'll spend my money for the year, I will come back to this, and this will be the first campaign I do. I will be playing through the Sengoku Jidai campaign as the Uesugi. I hope this campaign start hasn't been too dodgy. I'm not sure if engaging in a two-front war right from the get-go was a good strategic move, but let's see if things can improve from here. Napoleon Complex out, and let's see if we can conquer Japan.